Relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. We're going to step into a new place, a place that is empowering, a place that is full of love. Keep breathing in and out. Know there's a part of you deep down who knows who you really are, and you know what to do. And it's the part of you that can move mountains with your gifts. It's the part of you that doesn't play small. It doesn't hide in your room. It doesn't restrict your voice. It doesn't avoid. And that is the true you. And all the other stuff, the fears, the control, the anxiety, the rejection, is just a mirror of the things that you've experienced in your life. But you are like an oil well. And the deeper you go, the higher you're going to go. And the more deep you go, the more oil is going to be untapped in you, the anointing, the gifts, the calling, the wisdom, the certainty of knowing what to do. That confidence of fear that confidence of love without fear. And so the deeper you go, the higher you go, the more oil you unlock. And as you allow yourself to go deep, as you allow yourself to excavate those hidden fears and know that love conquers those fears, know that love can come in and literally disintegrate those fears, you are going to tap into a part of yourself that's really the true you, who you've always been, who you were designed to be, who you truly know yourself to be. When you get beneath and beyond all of those surface fears that have just come on you, that have not been yours. And today we're going to call them out and step into your true identity of full love, the true identity of you that knows what to do. And we're going to just drop that rope of fear. We're going to burn it up. And in its place, we're going to receive a lifting up, a coming up higher than you've ever experienced before. Amen. Amen. Okay. Beautiful. So you can open your eyes, or you can just stay in that place. You can just keep your eyes closed if you want. It's up to you. Okay, so part of you knows who you are and you know what to do, right? That's your spirit. That's the part of you that absolutely knows what to do. And you are like an oil well that we are tapping into. If you imagine that rig going deep inside into your soul, because you're going to prosper as your soul prospers. So we're teaching our souls and our minds to prosper. We are teaching our minds to get into alignment with our spirit. And like a bulldozer, we're excavating the fears of rejection, the fear of being seen, the fear of failure, all those fears that are hidden underneath the surface. And if you think of it like an archaeologist going deep and finding underneath the ground all the rocks that need to be pulled out of the way, I see a big rock moving out of the way and going deeper and deeper into the ground and tapping into the oil, the anointing, the gifts that you have on your life. I'm so passionate about this. We're in a war against fear, and love conquers fear. Love overcomes fear. Love overcomes fear. So imagine as we go through this that you're in a safe space and that we're on a journey. We're on a journey of finding love deep in the ground, deep inside the soil of our soul, deep, deep, deep down. And fear is something that we all feel. We all experience fear. You know, we don't start out with fear as a child. As a child, we are curious. As a child, we're exploring. As a child, we take risks, we try things. And as a child, we are in our perfect love. We are in our perfect design. And yet, as a child, we're watching everything that's going on around us. We're watching our parents behave in a certain way. We, especially if we're hypersensitive or self-aware, we are tuning in to the atmosphere around us. We're tuning in, noticing, and that is the amygdala, the center of the brain, paying attention to what is happening. So when we're a kid, we often don't experience everything we need. And what happened for me was being 7 kids, watching that really hard, not having enough money, feeling like it was cold and feeling like, is there going to be enough food? I mean, there was always 3 meals a day, but just that super awareness of that underlying fear that there might not be enough. And so I became hyper vigilant to that and hyper aware of that. And so as you start to see things around you, the question is, what have you mirrored that you have seen and taken on as your identity? And I feel like I had the identity of fear of loss. I was go for it. In fact, I mean, go after desire to overcome. But then later in my life, when I was pregnant, our first child, I had got rid of all the employees. We had this 18.5% mortgage, and all of a sudden there was this loss, and that loss started a sequence of traumatic experiences related to loss of money. So let's experience that sense as a kid and was aware of it. I having trouble hearing. You guys having trouble hearing? You can hear, Jessica? You can hear. Put it thumbs up or thumbs down if you can or can't hear properly.
It's better now.
Okay. Oh, I wonder what that was. Okay. So could you hear that part that I was saying, or will I say it again? Was it going in and out? Because I am recording it. Where was it from? From the beginning, or just from when I was talking about being a kid?
I think it was from when you started talking about being a kid.
Okay, all right. I'm going to say it again because I'm recording this and I want the recording to work. So, okay. So when I was typical, hey. So, so when I was a kid, so we mirror what we see around us when we're a kid, when we're kids. And I was one of 7, and I was highly sensitive to what was going on around me. I remember that the house felt cold. I remember that even though we had 3 meals a day, I remember feeling hungry. And I know kids get hungry, right? We're always hungry when we're kids. But for me, I saw my parents like working like dogs, and I just was so self-aware, so aware, and so maybe not self-aware. I was so sensitive to the environment that I was in that I was picking up on the energy. I was picking up on stuff that was going on underneath. And I found out later that when I was 2, my dad, he had a dry cleaning run, and it was like very up and down. And then he went and studied and went into a different career. But when I look back and know that I was 2 and there were 3 under 5, and then there were twins born 2 years after me, 5 kids under 5, there was a reason why my parents were going through anxiety about money. It was real, but I was picking up on it from like probably 2 or 3 or even younger. And so I'm saying all this to help you to know that the fears that you see and experience and are modeled to you, and what you see as a young child 0 to 7, we can adopt those and then blame ourselves as an adult for going through this stuff. But in fact, it's actually just a reflection or something that has been modeled that we have assimilated into our nervous system because we've seen it happen. So I want to distinguish the difference between who you are, who you truly are, that fear over here that you have maybe adopted, and I'm going to use the word adopted, as your own, and somehow seen it as being part of your identity or your personality, when in fact it's a part of your brain that was trying to keep you safe. It's the amygdala that is putting out signals saying danger, danger, danger in a split second when you notice something. And it could be something as small as the look on your parents' face. It could be micro moments that you are aware of, or it could have been something big. And we all know that as we're a child, we adopt things, but the way that we see things as a child, it's magnified, it's catastrophified, because we don't have the skills to overcome it. So there's a difference to where you are now to where you were then. And I'm splitting that down the line and saying, here's the fear that you may have experienced, and here's your identity over here. Okay, so as I'm explaining this, I want you to know that there's a difference between that ego part of you, that conscious mind that is saying, oh, I know that I shouldn't be doing this. You have this dichotomy. I know that God has called me to this, but over here, my brain is not letting me do it. And I'm like in this tug of war with myself. I'm in this wrestle with myself. And the wrestle with yourself is because of these fears that have come on us and then stored themselves in our brain, in our subconscious, because our body is trying to keep us safe. It's doing what it's meant to do, but it's a primitive part. It's a primitive part of you. And so I'm going to ask you about certain fears, and you can close your eyes if you want, or you can keep them open, whatever works for you. I want you to take a deep breath in and out, and I want you to just begin to recognize patterns of fears. So what we're doing now is we're just excavating. We don't have to do anything about it. I'm taking you on a journey. But even as I'm speaking, just know that this is a safe place. And I want you to imagine right now, take a deep breath in and out, and imagine that you are in a very safe place. You could even watch yourself on a movie screen if that feels like safer, if there's something that has been a very big fear in your life, or you can be in the movie, whatever works for you. And I want you to think about and just identify, as I read out these different kinds of fears, what ones are just something that you have experienced, or there might be one that jumps out at you. And we're really just going to tackle the main one that has been a pattern in your life. So that these fears lie to you about your identity. So one of the fears that you may have experienced is fear of loss. And when you experience fear of loss, like I did around money, I started saying lies to myself like I'm a loser. I can't make money. We always have these things go on that are stopping us. We always get robbed. So there's a whole string of lies attached to each of these fears. So maybe it's a fear of rejection. People don't like me. Someone's going to criticize me. Someone is going to attack me if I speak, if I come out of my shell, if I show who I truly am. Maybe it's a fear of conflict. I can't express my needs because someone around me will get angry. That happens a lot. And so I better just squash who I am and what I really want, because I'm worried about that fear of anger and what's going to happen. Or maybe it's a fear of abandonment. Maybe it's a fear of success, or a fear of failure and being ashamed or embarrassed because of failure. Maybe it's a fear of loss of relationship or friendships. This is a big one, because tribe is a big deal for all of us. We want to belong. And as we move up into a higher place, a more full and whole part of ourselves, we are letting go of certain relationships that are like ropes that pull you down and pull you back. If you imagine a rope around you and that someone's pulling you back to your past, or making you feel small because it makes them feel safe. Do you have a fear of being big? Do you have a fear of being known? Do you have a fear of being famous? Is there a fear of speaking or writing or being a musician or having a multi-million-dollar business? Is there a fear of having money? So let me give you a moment to just allow whatever comes to the surface. It may be a few of those things, but take a deep breath in and out, because you don't have to be overwhelmed. And you can see yourself on that movie. And as you think of the fear, what I'd like you to do is ask the question, what lies have I told myself in relation to that fear, that one fear? So just pick one. We're just going to catch those little foxes and harness them and tie them down and bind them. And maybe you're thinking about a moment in time in your life, if you think of it like a timeline, and go back to a moment where you first felt that fear. And you were most likely a little kid. And I want you to notice how that fear feels in your body, because as we face it front on, it will begin to dissipate. It really is a memory stored in your hippocampus, and your amygdala is sending out signals to protect you. So we're not going to blow it up to be bigger than it is. It's just a pattern of thinking. But notice where it is in your body. Notice how your body feels when you remember that fear. I remember feeling really small and like inferior because we didn't have lots of money. And I remember feeling embarrassed in front of our neighbours who seemed to have a lot more money than us. Almost like claiming an identity of being inferior or some sort of shame. And when you notice the fear in your body, notice where it is and just put your hand there for a moment. Maybe it's in your gut, often in your gut, or it might be in your heart or your head. Wherever it is, just put your hand there. And we're just going to give it a moment. And whether the word is loss or anxiety or shame or failure, whatever the word is, I just want you to notice exactly how that feels. We're going to pay attention to it, but we're going to do some breathing as we pay attention to it, because when we pay attention in a safe space to these feelings, because they'll keep coming back up if you don't address them. So as we pay attention, you will see that it will start to dissipate. It will start to ease. So taking a deep breath in and out, we're going to do some breathing. And I want you to, as you're breathing in and out, I want you to notice there might be a bit of a release happening. Sometimes you might yawn, or you might just notice something shifting in your body. And this is like literally fear leaving you, leaving your brain, leaving your cells. So notice where it is. Notice your heartbeat. I want you to notice how fast is your heart beating when you're looking head on at this feeling of loss or shame rejection, whatever it is. And I want you to notice your whole body right now. Are you holding it really tensely? Are your shoulders up? Is any part of your body clenched? And as you are noticing that fear, notice the temperature of it. I'm getting a sense of even like a heart beating quite fast, almost like a sense of not panic, but anticipation of something that is going to happen. And it's actually in your gut and your heart. That's your body's reflex. It's okay, you are safe. It's not happening now, and it's not going to happen. And I want you to look at yourself in that memory, and whatever it is that you are feeling, whether it's you're feeling small or invisible or rejected, I want you to imagine and bring God into that. And you can say it to yourself or you can ask God, but what is it that you need to say to that little child to reassure that child? About the truth. You are not small. You can figure anything out. You know that you're called to something bigger. I literally feel like fear is just leaving your bodies right now. It's like coming out of the cells of your bodies. It's coming out of the wiring in your brain. It's re-establishing order and clarity in your brain, in your neural pathways. I'm just going to speak to your brain. I'm going to speak to your amygdala and call it into order, call it into truth. That it will only appropriately send you signals. No more red light danger signals about things that no longer exist. Phantom fears. Take a deep breath in and out as I'm speaking. It's like it's leaving. This fear is leaving you. It is leaving the building. And I'm going to speak into the filing cabinet of your hippocampus now, of those memory banks that store memories. And if you imagine a filing cabinet, and if you imagine the front of the filing cabinet with a name on it, fear of dash. And I want you to go in and open the filing cabinet. And you can imagine, if you want, that there are like big guards around you protecting you as you open it. And I want you to pull out a file. Maybe it's a memory or an incident that happened, or maybe it just has the name on it and the history of where that fear originated and when it repeated itself through your life. And you don't even have to know what's in that file. But we're going to take out that file now and we're going to burn it up. because there is something far better to replace it, and that is love, and that is truth, and that is confidence, and that is wisdom, and that is hope, and that is truth, and that is life abundantly. That lack is going to get burned up. That fear of insignificance is getting burned up. That shame is getting burned up. It can't go with you. It's literally, see that paper, that file getting burned. And as it's burning up, it's burning through the neural pathways of your mind that have caused you to get locked or blocked or foggy or confused or chaotic or holding back. Just set up that bonfire and throw everything you want on it right now. We are running interference on your fear cells. We are running interference. We are interrupting those patterns. We're like a football player running interference. We're running interference. We are disrupting the old cellular neural pathways that have set up tracks in your mind that have led you to a point of holding back from doing everything that you're called to do. It's almost like seeing those pathways being cut and interrupted, and new sprouts, seeds that are actually the true seeds of who you are starting to grow in your brain, in your nervous system. It's okay, just let it go. I'm taking longer than I planned because I can see that there's a lot of things being released right now, a lot of fears being released, literally. So this is the hardest part. This is the hardest it's going to be. It's okay. You're safe. You're safe. You're safe. Because we're going to get to the good bit next. It's like a holy operation. Brain surgery. Non-surgical frontal lobotomy. Yeah, come on. Get out. Just leave. All the lies that surround that fear, we just burn them up. We take out that file of lies, and we're going to burn them up. And we're just going to go back into that filing cabinet, and we're going to pull out the files of disappointment, discouragement, rejection. And we're going to burn them up. And I want you to go back to that filing cabinet and know that all this is happening at lightning speed within you. It's a quick work. And even the lie that, oh, I've done something like this before and it didn't work, we're going to burn that up. So that's a lie. Allowing yourself permission to be fully free. And as you go into that filing cabinet, I want you to notice any words that you've spoken over yourself, any vows that you've made that relate to that lie. This always happens to me. We can never make enough money. I don't know what to do. I don't trust myself. I've made mistakes. I'm not safe on my own. My brain is too foggy or confused. All those lies, and just come out of agreement. Put them down, lay them down, any of the lies or vows that you've made, because your words are powerful. It's like a pile of papers now. So we're just going to pull everything out of that filing cabinet, even the things that we don't know about. And we're just going to put them on that mighty bonfire right now and burn them up. Watch it burn. Burn, baby, burn. Burn, baby, burn. It's kind of fun chasing out these little foxes. Okay, so notice, take another deep breath in and out. This is like quite like doing a weightlifting session, quite intense. So I want you to take a couple of deep breaths in and out. We're just going to say goodbye to grief right now. And it's okay. We're not just like ignoring these things. We're just calling out the lies that we have come into agreement with. And we're going to invite healing and love to cover those lies, to cover that multitude of lies. Okay, a couple of deep breaths in and out. And as you're breathing out, I just want you to imagine that you're breathing in truth and you're breathing out fear. You're breathing in love and you're breathing out fear. And just a few deep breaths in and out. I want you to just relax your body. Know that you're safe. Know that you're safe. And you're about to enter in a whole new area, a whole new region, a whole new place that is so magnificent, so beautiful, so special, so colorful, so big, so enlarged, so adventurous, and so safe. You're safe, you're safe, you're safe. Okay, deep breath in and out. Okay, and when you're ready, I'm going to get you to open your eyes. That was really big. You did so well. I'm just going to get a water. 1 second. Let you just keep breathing in and out.